Last review of Ethereum, we tried to trade Ethereum with Fibonacci from the last high to the last low. So I mentioned about the 61.8% region on your Fibonacci, which was supposed to be my entry. So on my invalidation where a close above this level, which this candlestick closed above this level. So in a situation like this, how do you know when your trade is invalidated? I also mentioned when you want to take a trade, you go down to your lower time frame. So you know if the higher time frame is saying exact thing as the lower time frame. So when you go to your lower time frame, so since this zone is my entry on higher time frame, then I need to go to my lower time frame. On my lower time frame, this is the resistance I'm looking at, 2963. I'm going to like 4 hours. Since I'm using 1 day, I'm using 4 hours for my zone, lower time frame zone. So on a lower time frame, this is the area, and this is the what I'm looking at, this 2963. So on this, I'm ought to be having a similar pattern on lower time frame. So if I'm looking for shorts on lower time frame, I need to be having my rejection or having a pattern, a bearish pattern on lower time frame. So on lower time frame, I ought to see like something like double top. Since I'm shorting, I'm looking at to see something like double top or inverse head and shoulder. So this zone is what I'm looking at on higher time frame, and this is what is forming on lower time frame. So this was the last high, and on this we needed to get a double top. Double top is when the price is equal. So this didn't get to this last high, but when it got here, it broke above here. So on 4 hours as well, this got invalidated on this. So when your trade is breaking the last resistance, instead of rejecting or forming double top or inverse head and shoulder, you know that that trade is actually being invalidated. So on a higher time frame, you already see a close above this zone I mentioned, and on lower time frame, you see that the bearish pattern is not forming yet. So telling you that this trade got invalidated right after when this closed above this region. So if you took this trade, likely if this happened, this gets